Hello, everyone. Pop culture curator here. So good to see you. I hope everybody's doing well, staying warm, staying healthy. I know it's been a busy week for a lot of people. Don't tell me we did. Boy, my week has been hectic. It's crazy. Like I was telling Nemesis of Eden, and you're finding this out now, Gorilla. Unfortunately, by the way, darn it. Um, this morning I had Jill's stream to do. I had to prepare for that. She was going to cover two streams from Star Trek Continues. And I had issues with my dog. She was having seizures this morning. She was really old. So I was having to deal with that at the same time, trying to get rid of Jill's stream. And at the same time, prepare. I usually do Jill's stream and then prepare for this stream. And of course, having to deal with my dog having the seizures, and Jill's stream finally ended. And then I'm now looking, and I didn't get a chance to download Dog Soldiers because I usually watch these. I download it, but I do it in this order. I download it, watch it, so I'm prepared for the stream. And then I have my copy here that I downloaded to cover for the slideshow. That way, when I cover the slideshow, we can show like every so many seconds, and we'll cover the show. But Gorilla, I'm going to need your help tonight if you can, because I
Gotcha.
really
I'm already on it. Already
thank
on it.
you. It's like what a disappointment. I didn't know all this was going to happen today.
It's just been one of those days, bro. It's all good.
Oh man, my poor dog. Now she's just lying there lethargic. I hope she's okay. I hope she's all right. I don't know. But it's like it was really tough on her. She was having seizures left and right. And then it was like drinking a lot of water and then peeing and then drinking a lot of water and peeing in the seizure and rinse and repeat. Now she's just laying there. But I'm going to keep an eye on her. But most of all, most importantly, to everybody in the chat, I apologize for the disarray, and we'll do the best we can to make this run smoothly and normally. Okay. But I want to say, first of all, hello to my fellow panelists. Hello, Gorilla. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Like I was saying backstage, there we're expecting some weather in tomorrow, so uh, yeah, who knows? Like I may or may not have power tomorrow, and may or may not have a crap ton of stuff, tree limbs to pick up.
Well, hopefully, with all that storm you're expecting, you can at least get to your doctor's appointment and get that out of the way, right?
It's not supposed to happen till the afternoon. And my appointment's early in the afternoon, so
Okay, gotcha. So hope it'll kick in after you get home, maybe.
yeah.
All right, very cool. Well, we wish you luck and safe driving. When you have the storms like that, how does your kid get to school and back? Or
He's out of school right now. He's at he,
oh, my,
he's out of school, so
yeah,
he'll be home.
that's right. Duh, I forgot it's summertime. All right,
But
very cool.
sometimes, but if they do have these storms like during school, they'll have them all go into the central halls there.
Uh-huh.
They're duck and cover. If we get enough forewarning on the storms, they'll haul them over to the Catholic school and have them all pile into the tunnel into the food the food the food shelf storage room because that's all underground.
Okay, gotcha. Good. As long as the kid's got a
And,
nice safe place to go.
it's old school brick reinforced. It's even a brick roof on it. So yeah, it'd take a lot to take that tunnel down.
None
That
of
goes
this newfangled, yeah, none
yeah.
of this newfangled disposable portable garbage they put up these days.
Oh this tunnel's at least 70 years old, but it's still in excellent shape. But it's like a tunnel, like when you go to into the Catholic Church there, you go down to the basement. Then there's a door that leads through the tunnel. Then the tunnel goes, you go down some steps there. Then you go up some steps and you're into the Sunday school, and that's where they
Nice.
keep all the and for that and the food shelf is the for the food shelf you go the Catholic Church hosts the storage and all that and the food shelf there. So they just store everything in a room that's off that tunnel that's completely underground.
And they got all that hidden gold in there somewhere.
Would they have all the what?
Gold. You're talking about the Catholic Church.
Oh, we're not our church. That's all up in the cities.
Well, the money is almost like a bank. Yeah, they'll store the money up in the big cities, but believe me, it's everywhere. The money's everywhere. It comes from everywhere. Even if you have poor parishioners and poor followers, they do give their money. People are very faithful when it comes to their religion.
Yeah. Well, overall, they really don't make that much money a week. Our parish doesn't, at least.
Well, if they do, they're not going to let you see it.
No, it's transparent in a monthly bulletin. How much we take in and everything.
Oh, they even let you know how much they give the priest.
Yeah. Well, the priest, most of the stuff's already paid for, and I think his salary, I think Father Quinn's, but that was a good 20 years ago. Was I think around 50.
20 years ago. What about today?
I don't know. I haven't been.
That's
there.
a lot of money. See what I mean? That's what I meant. I don't want to pick it apart, but that's why I said I went straight to the priest when I was talking about transparency, because they're not.
No, it might not have been extra that much. Come to think about it. This has been a long time. I haven't been to the church.
Don't worry, it is.
I might be mixing up. I might be mixing up that number with the ones that our person was telling me that their priest makes nowadays. I might be mixing up my numbers.
Right, but I doubt if your priest drives around in a hoopty.
No, he's not rich. They're not rich by no means, and they got to do. They're doing 4 masses a week plus all the stuff they have to do in during the week and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. And hello to my good friend Nemesis of Eden, my other co-host. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing very well, man. I'm doing very well. Excited to review the movie once we get there. Just worry about you guys. My goodness, you guys got all kinds of shit going on in your lives right now. My oh my. And hello to the beautiful chat as well. Ooh.
Yeah, it's rare that a day goes by that you don't have some sort of incident going on. But all you got to do is hold your faith, keep your faith, and know that the next day will be better. And that's what keeps you going. So I can't complain.
100%.
Right. At least my dog is still here, and she's still here, and she's still breathing, that's all I ask for. Because in my financial situation, I'll put it that way, I don't have a lot of money to throw at the vet if I have to take her there. Because you guys know how it is. They want $1,000 up front just for x-rays before they'll even look at her.
Yeah, that's where I miss. That's one of the things I miss about my old workplace. They offered pet insurance for like $10 a month.
So does that mean everybody qualifies if you work there, or you still have to qualify, don't you? Pet insurance is hard to get.
I think the pet insurance was offered with your insurance. So you just got to pay an extra $10 a month with the insurance from the work there.
I would gladly do that. No, that's not bad at all. I would gladly do that because normally pet insurance is very high and very hard to get. So of
course, that was also like 8 years ago.
It was also 8 years ago, right? Well, you never know, but you know how things change every day. They're always taking away our benefits. It seems like.
Hi, Suzanne. Good to see you, hon. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hello, Suzanne. Speaking there, buddy, my good friend Gorilla, if you'll help me with the chat, that would be wondrous. I wanted to say hello and welcome to the chat.
All right, Nemesis Vegan says, "Hail, you beautiful beings! Don't forget to hit that like button."
Yes, I hope you like the movie.
And Suzanne says, "Hello, Pop, Gorilla, and Nemesis. It's just me. So far, people will wander in.
We'll get more."
All right. So
my question this is for Gorilla. I'm guessing before tonight you had not seen this movie.
Nope.
Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, and subtitles are going to probably be a little bit off, but I'll try them out here.
If they're off, can we turn them off?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason why I asked really is because, like I was mentioning earlier, I usually watch the movie ahead of time, so I'm all ready to go. But I didn't get a chance to watch it today because of my dog. So when it comes down to us describing the movie, telling the chat what's going on, I'm going to need some help. So I might need you and him to cover up on the best I
I'll
can.
be
I'll do
relying heavily on Nemesis here.
okay because I'm going by memory. The last time I saw this movie was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'll do the best I can. I promise.
Yeah. And hey, Spidey, how's it going?
Hello, Spidey. Good to see you. Hey, old brother. Hope you're staying warm and enjoying those fireside chats. He's got some. My good friend Canadian Spider-Man has some excellent fireside chats that he's been hosting here lately, and I recommend them for everybody. Give it a chance; you'll enjoy it. He travels all over, and he takes all these amazing pictures that he shares with everybody, and these great stories he's got. It's never boring, and he gives you something. If you're like me, if you're a night owl and you're up late and you're looking for something to do, just tune in to Spidey. He'll be there, and he'll be. Same with Nemesis. Same with my good friend Nemesis. If you're up late at night and you can't sleep, nothing to do, tune into their channels, and they'll have something going on. Spidey usually has his fireside chat where he's talking about some country each night or location, showing pictures, and then Nemesis has got he has a great gaming stream where he'll play where you can watch as he plays along with Resident Evil, along with a handful of other games. I can't remember all the names because he plays
It's
so
all good,
many.
buddy.
Well, they're all fun to watch, so I got to shout you out for that.
Dude, I appreciate it. And hello, Canadian Spider-Man. Thank you for being here, dude. And yeah, definitely check out his fireside chats. They're awesome. Or his travel chats. Dude's been all over the world. It's crazy. Like, I'm super jealous. Like, every time I pop in, he's got a different story he's telling, and it's fascinating.
I know.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, seriously, he's been all over. I'm very jealous too. Uh, Very lucky man. If you ever get a chance in your lifetime, the best thing to do is travel around and see as much as possible. It'll always give you something to share with people when you meet them. And that way you'll always end up meeting somebody from somewhere that you have visited in the past. So tonight we are going to be covering the 2002 movie Dog Soldiers. And the description is as follows. A routine military exercise turns into a nightmare in the Scottish wilderness. And I love this because I mean, for several reasons, but it's a Scottish movie, so it's not an American movie. So don't expect everything to be predictable, paint by numbers, where you know what's going to happen ahead of time. It's in your face, brutal, and not to try to give away too many spoilers, but if you're a werewolf movie fan, you've come to the right place because this will definitely satisfy you in that area.
Oh, definitely. It's my favorite werewolf movie, like of all time so far. I haven't found anything that beats it yet.
Okay. Does that include American Werewolf in London? I'm sure you've seen that,
I,
right?
I haven't seen it. I've only seen bits and pieces.
Okay. Now, American Werewolf in London, though, is more of a horror comedy. So, to be honest, it's
Yeah,
not a straight up horror like this one is.
and I mean, this one has moments of comedy in it, but like, yeah, I mean, I like the concept of American Werewolf in London. Like the curse aspect of it is fascinating to me, and I want to watch the whole movie just to see what's going on with it. But this one's amazing. Like the werewolves aren't CGI; it's all practical effects. Like it's awesome.
Yep. Okay, Rose, can you say awesome, awesome practical effects? I mean, come on, guys. And if you have not seen this movie, like we emphasize, we recommend you seeing it on your own, separate from the stream, because we don't want to ruin it for you. So if you have not seen it, please go out of your way to watch it. It's well worth it. You'll be glad you did. Because there's going to be a lot of, since we have to cover this in slides only and we can't play the movie due to copyright issues. We don't want to get flagged by YouTube. There's a lot of slides that will be missing. So we recommend you watching this on your own so you can pay full attention to it and enjoy the experience.
Wait, I was supposed to pay attention?
Oh, I hope so. Now's the test, young man.
All right, let's catch up on chat before I have to switch screens here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And Suzanne saying hello, Spidey, and putting Spidey's and Nemesis links in. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you,
And welcome
Suzanne.
to the OG Euler Greg. He says, "Hey, Greg, great movie.
Hello,
I'm
Euler
having
Greg.
internet issues today, so I'm lurking."
Sorry to hear that. I know the feeling. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah. So then, let's see. It's not. It's a lot of scrimping and saving. Cheers, Nemesis.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Well, I tried scrimping and saving there, but I got two little vacuums here.
Such is a thing when you have a family. Totally
Yeah.
understandable.
Oh, thank you for putting my link in there, Suzanne. Thank you. And
Yes.
Spidey says, "Hail to you, Greg and Suzanne." Or Greg says, "Cheers, thank you," and hail to you, girl. Yeah, thank you, Spidey. All right, so putting Oily Greg's link in for a spoiler-free reviews, and welcome to the Evolution 78.
Hello there.
It's a Soldier movie with werewolves in it. Soldier.
Soldier, yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, and American Werewolf is a horror movie. Yes, practical movie effects, but so was Dog Soldiers.
Hell yeah.
Own the
That's
movie.
right. That's
And
right.
Hello podcast, hello chat.
And to be honest, if this was not a practical effects werewolf movie, you probably wouldn't be watching it on my stream. I can't think of any. I mean, honestly, I'm trying very hard. I can't think of any werewolf movie that uses CGI that I'm going to cover because they're all terrible. All the CGI ones are just absolute garbage. Sorry, go ahead, Gorilla.
Are you ready to start the movie?
We are ready, sir, and you've got control of the slides.
All righty, so I actually gotta do something tonight. All right. All right.
Yeah,
So
you do.
It's a Kiss Entertainment Group, which I don't know them, and the Victor Film Company. All right, so we get this. We're starting out in the wilderness here, and was this actually filmed in Scotland?
Yes, it was. Some
Okay.
of it was filmed, obviously indoors. If you're wondering, what was filmed indoors, what was filmed outdoors. Well, whatever was took place like inside of a castle or house was probably in a studio, and whatever was on the outside was probably outside. So that's usually the rule of thumb you can play.
Yeah. So the wilderness there, and you got a guy fishing, and they got this captain here, and what's happening here is he brings up something, goes, "You were right, honey, honey. This is a lot better being out here in the woods here, not with work." He goes, then she's like, "There you go, mentioning work." Yeah, so he
That's
must
right.
be a workaholic. He must be a workaholic there, but she got him something like a silver or something. You remember what she got him?
A silver dagger.
Oh, the silver dagger. Okay. Then here, first I was especially paying attention to this. I was like, "Ooh, are we gonna get? Wait, what the heck? No, we weren't that far in." They start making. Sorry if I accidentally skip ahead. That's the way they've got the buttons pushed here. And here, I hear the zipping. I was like, "Ooh la la la!" There, I was like, "Oh, what are we watching? What are we?" Then all of a sudden, it's the tent flap opening. Which, if my tent flap was opening up while I was trying to get with my girl there, I guarantee you there'd be being some shots fired.
Yep.
Well, they clearly don't have guns, Gorilla. But yeah, it's a really nice sequence because it starts off because there's the zipping, he's unzipping her fly, and then they stop because you still hear the zipping, and they pan over, and it's the tent flap going up, and you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Then also she gets fucking dragged out. Now, folks, this is why I'm a strong advocate of always carrying around a 50 cal belt-fed machine gun, or at the very least an AK-47 for this exact situation.
Especially if you're in a werewolf movie. I absolutely agree. Carry around as much as possible.
Oh,
I'd rather just have something with silver bullets than like just be
That
strapped,
too.
as we'll see later in the film.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
yeah,
did
well,
just
Nemesis,
pay attention to that.
it's just my freedom talking.
I know. I'm just jealous of your
So,
freedom. Okay.
so in other words, if we're watching a werewolf movie and it has a gorilla in it, we know who's the American.
Hey, couple tactical nukes and a belt-fed 50 cal, we're all set.
There you go. Brrr, obliterate the campsite.
Hey, we'll go full Predator. That one scene of Predator on this thing.
Right.
when they shot a couple 100,000 barrels of ammunition
Right.
in one shotgun.
Right, killing everything in sight, bushes and everything, bugs.
Yeah, screw everything in that general direction. All right. So, anyhow, he's sitting there screaming. He's getting splattered with blood, which should be a good effect. Now they're doing 2 hours early north. I was just gonna get the actual location here. So,
North Wales.
North Wales. Cool.
And you hear the dog bark, and they're this guy running through your chasing. I was wondering what the heck this was going on at first, but then it clicked. And he made an impressive 22 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Cooper's a badass.
Yeah, he's got my congrats.
But I left this on the screen here. I'm gonna mark it. So I gotta get back to that tab. And they corner him at a tree, and he held a gun to him. He goes, and apparently the real trick to survival is taking out your enemy. So apparently he was so whatever's hunting him, you're supposed to take out. And he orders him to shoot the dog. Now, would you shoot the dog?
No.
No.
Pops, you're our military expert. Can they give a legal order to shoot a harmless animal like
No,
that?
I would be thinking it's a test. To test the soldier to see if he knows between right and wrong. If I saw, let's say we have somebody low on the totem pole. Let's say a private, and let's say we have a corporal above him who orders him and says, "Private, I said take out that animal," and then I would wait until it absolutely looks like he's going to do it before I stop the corporal and say, "Wait a minute, what do you think you're doing?" But even then, you don't call him out in front of the other subordinates. You say, "Can I speak to you in person?"
No, that's when you hand him an empty gun.
Well, yeah, but you never discuss whether you agree or disagree. You never discuss it in front of the other soldiers. You always take them off to the side.
Yeah, but anyhow, I didn't know if that's a legal order for him to shoot a harmless animal.
I don't know. I wish I was able to watch it today so I could tell you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they're building up to. I haven't seen it in 20 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
so I don't know really how to answer the question because I don't know how they deal with it in this movie.
Yeah, because he orders him to shoot, and he's going, "No, I refuse. I will not shoot. He will not shoot a defenseless animal here." And he's on him order until he relieves him and sends him back to camp, and he shoots the dog.
That's not unless. Wait a minute, we're talking about a werewolf movie. I don't know. Maybe they're so paranoid where they think every dog is a werewolf. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'd rather not ask questions. I'd rather not answer questions that I'm speculating on because I didn't get a chance to watch the movie. Because it's a werewolf movie. Maybe they're so paranoid. Like in The Thing, remember the beginning, they even shot the dog? And we're like, no, what are you doing? Are you crazy? And then we find out later on, now we see why he shot the dog because they thought it was a thing. So I don't like to speculate on something I don't know for sure. I feel bad, but I didn't get a chance to watch this movie like you guys. I'm sorry.
It's all good, buddy. Stuff happened with you today. It's
Yeah.
fine. No, it's the dude's just like he's like you need to shoot the dog if you want to join my team. And he Captain Ryan is the guy who's like you need to shoot the dog, and Cooper is like no, I refuse to shoot the dog. He's like, oh, so you won't shoot a dog? He's like, it's not that I won't shoot a dog. I'm just not going to shoot a dog for no reason. And he's like, well, you failed dereliction of duty or whatever, and then shoots the dog to prove a point, just to like, not only to say like, you got to be cold-blooded to be part of my team, and just setting him up as the bad guy.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, dude, no worries. And then he points the gun at him, and Cooper cracks it in the face, gives him a right hook, and he's like, "Oh, remember that."
Oh, Cooper threw the first swing. He missed.
He did. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because apparently he's not trained in martial arts, or else he will have hit him.
Well, yeah, we'll see that later on in the film too, Gorilla. That he's not really. He's decent with hand to hand, but not the greatest.
All right, let's catch up on chats here. American Werewolf in Paris is Shiite.
Garbage.
Werewolves look like they suffer from SARS.
Right. American Werewolf in Paris is crap in a box. Don't watch it.
And there's Do the Evolutions channel. And she's a looker, the writer's girlfriend, eh? Oh, was she?
Yeah, she's not bad.
And then hey, Suzanne. And Suzanne's away from the thing here. And welcome Samuel Watts. And
Jackson? No,
Samuel Watts.
Oh,
they love this
movie. Nice to meet you. Oh, Samuel, welcome.
Well, hello, Samuel. Welcome.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, you're welcome. Good to see you here. Hope you enjoy yourself. Kick back and have fun.
And hopefully you enjoy our commentary.
Yeah.
And technically, no, but since this is a Black Ops recruiting mission, the dog's expendable.
Possible.
Yeah. I don't know how the British military, Scottish military works. I don't pretend to.
Well,
I think see what I see.
I think their military is along the same lines of ours. So if something's illegal order here, it's illegal order there.
Yeah, there's a good chance, I guess, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to speculate on the movie. I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I can't say too much.
That's fine. Regardless, he shoots the dog. He's a bad dude. It's established.
Early on, yes.
And then it says 4 weeks later, the Highlands of Scotland. And we get introduced to oh, dude, just like the scenery shots here are beautiful. That's part of the reason why I love this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I love living out on the plains, but I wouldn't mind going and visiting the mountains.
Yeah, dude, I live out by the mountains. You should, if you ever come around, I'll definitely take you out there.
Well, I don't think they'll let me into Canada. I've made fun of your prime minister way too much.
No, dude, you and everyone else.
All right, so we got a helicopter inbound, and everybody's getting out. And they actually touched the ground. See, I think we our soldiers did a better getting out of the helicopter scene. They didn't even land the helicopter, but when they're learning to get out of there goes, "You're coming in under fire. What do you do?" The one guy hesitated for a second. He goes, "You're dead. What do you do?" And the guy hesitated. "You're dead." Then finally, the third person's like, "Get out of the chopper." So they're getting everybody out of the chopper before it even touches the ground. But here they actually touched the ground. And they got their "we're friendlies" tips on them. Did they have those like when you were going through training there to let people know that there are blanks in the guns?
Yes. Anytime there are blanks, they let you know.
Yeah, so that's just a clear marker in case you got to switch to live ammo.
Yes.
Okay.
But I never served in live combat. I just did basic training.
Yeah, but I figured that they'd have you go through the trainings like that.
We did some.
I, and have you guys switch between non-lethal or the blanks and the lethal there, so you guys can get quick at it.
I would say we got some training, but not enough. Just lightly brushed on everything. Like I said, it was just basic training. So you've got 8 weeks to get in there and learn everything, get out, and then you're assigned to your permanent desk, whatever your job is, wherever that is.
Yeah.
It'd be
Well,
different if I was in the Army or the Marines.
Now, of course, I think it also depends on the job too, doesn't it?
Definitely. But I was lucky too because even it didn't matter what job, when I went in, it didn't matter what job I was doing. It was during peacetime. We weren't at war. So I was lucky for that.
That is lucky.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I wish that they would have waited up to start World War III for about five more years or a couple more years here. Of course, I'm not the front line for recruiting there, but I'm in the oh crap, we need more people. And knowing my luck, I'd probably make the smart aleck comment to my sergeant, and I get assigned the job of hey, go look see what's down that hole.
Yep.
That's why you just use a stick. You're like, yeah, it's not down there, boss. Fucking carry on.
All right, so
But
they're
yeah,
gonna
it's,
drop.
mhm.
And what they're doing is they're thinking it's a training exercise there, where they gotta go take out the special op. They're going up against special ops. So, yeah, that where they're gonna be going up against special ops in a training exercise. See who's better.
Yeah. The regular British soldiers or the Special Air Service? We'll find out.
I love this. Get off your big fat lardy house and make a soldier. All right, so they're measuring up their times and that, and they got time down to exactly 7:30 or 07:30, and the other guy's like, "I can't believe this! I forgot my other watch at base camp." So he gives them is there.
And here's Joe, and he's all about football, of course. Because, you know, British.
Yeah.
But I like Joe. All of these characters have character development. That dude there is Spoonie. He's the short, fiery little dude of the group.
Yeah, and the one guy who wanted to be back at base camp with the nice. The one guy he gave up the most important game of his life there to come do this mission. The other guy he wanted to be sitting there laying in bed with a beautiful woman.
That's Terry. Probably my least favorite of the group, but he's fine.
All right, so they're thinking so part of the mission operations they're supposed to be like 50 kilometers. I don't know what that is in freedom units behind enemy lines.
Oh my god. Figure it out, bro. Isn't your thing like double everything of ours? So isn't that like 100 miles or something? I don't know.
I'm American. I'm lazy.
Oh god. I'll figure it out for you.
I'm good. Yeah, I'll be faster than you.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, so the whole point is like, I know you want them to have like done the scene like they were and We Were Soldiers, but like if you looked at where they jumped out, they probably would have broken ankles immediately. Jumping off into like a rocky forest is a lot different than jumping off in the plains of Vietnam.
Jungles.
Yeah, I remember
they weren't in. I'm just thinking of the initial scene in We Were Soldiers where they jump off and they're not in fully the jungle. It's like a scrubland almost in between.
Well, they made a landing zone. They picked a landing zone of a clearing.
No, no, okay,
Right,
that
but
is correct.
Yeah,
I
but
was
anyhow,
gonna say I wouldn't expect,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't expect too much realism in a werewolf movie. I mean, you're gonna have
Dude, I
some,
know.
but it's not like We Were Soldiers. It's a different movie.
No,
We're not
and
watching.
admittedly, this. Go ahead,
Go
Bob.
ahead. I was just
No,
gonna
no,
say
no, you go ahead.
we're not watching Apocalypse Now. Yeah.
Right? This is the producer's first film, as far as I'm aware. Like, this is his first major film, and he did all the editing, the directing. I hope you. I am checking to see if he did the writing for it too.
Yeah, but anyhow,
So I mean,
oh, sorry.
go ahead. No, no, no. Go
I
ahead.
did the calculations there. 50 kilometers is 31 miles in freedom units.
There you go.
So, all right, we done with this scene?
Oh, I've been waiting for you to go for a while.
Yeah, this guy tells them pretty much to be an asshole to them just because they're firing blanks. If they start kick them and kick them in the teeth, kick them in the family jewels, do whatever you can, because they're not gonna do the same for you.
Good idea. Good advice.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they gave up. Right, gave him a pocket watch. He wants it back. Blah blah blah. Now this is where they're planning out their plans. They're talking about there's the bunkers with crossfire and there's patrols. But if they go across this river here and down this gorge, they can scale it up. If they're real lucky and quiet, they can catch them by surprise on the patrols on that side. And I thought the whole time I was thinking that's a trap. It's something so obvious. Then we find out that, I can't get the thing here, but he has a bunch of lucky charms like a rabbit's hair, foot, and all that stuff. And he goes, he'll take it. So they're off and they're out marching. I would hate to have to trek through this crap.
And with all that gear on your back.
Oh yeah. Because it has to be at least 50 pounds of gear, ain't it?
Yes. At least.
So they're all resting here. And this is where oh, go ahead, Nemesis.
No, I was just going to say this is where we get a little bit of backstory to the scene that we saw at the beginning of the movie. What they think is just basically like stories is like we actually got to see the campers get ripped apart.
And for them, it just turned into an urban legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And nobody found the body, just bloods. No bodies, no trace. And nobody knows what's going on. All right. So we're transitioning. And this whole time, they're getting watched by Captain, this guy. Ryans?
Yes.
And now they're resting for the night. I'm surprised they had a campfire going. You think that'd give away their position when they're supposed to be stealthy?
You can have a stealth campfire. So as long as you know what you're doing, you do it right, sure, no problem.
Right, like they're in a little bit of an overhang. They're kind of in a cave. They're underneath a hill. This is one of my favorite scenes coming up, or one of my favorite speeches coming up.
Oh. And they're all talking about what they're scared of. Some people are scared of spiders and women. And And it's kind of funny. Everybody thinks there's nothing that scares the Sarge there, which is kind of like a naive thing to think. But there's one thing that scares him. And he was talking about did the Brits help us in Desert Storm?
Yes. Wow, bro. How do I know that? We helped you too, by the way. Anyways.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Right, we didn't do it all on our own.
Oh, I don't know how much help we had. All I here's about the we went in there and just wiped everything out. That's all the stories that we hear.
No,
of course.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just because we did 95% of the work, but that's a whole different song.
Or we controlled 99% of the propaganda.
Yeah.
That might be part of the song.
Hey, there's Scurvy.
Lemon.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you.
This is Howdy.
Yeah, this speech that the sergeant gives is fantastic, where he's talking about left-hand or Eddie Oswald. He's talking about Eddie Oswald.
I was playing it, but it's not my channel. But anyhow, his friend there in Desert Storm, his friend stepped on an IED there. Well, he talks about how they got drunk one night and they're gonna go get tattoos there. And
yeah, that's the important part, right? Like so basically, what happens is Captain or Sergeant Wells there and Eddie they get really drunk, and Eddie's explaining that because he's a bit of a believer. He's like, my soul belongs to God, but my skin is way beyond redemption, so it's going to be up to the devil to save my skin. So he ends up getting a laughing devil tattoo on his ass, and then a month later they get shipped out to go out to Q8, and Eddie Oswald, he's on point, and he triggers an anti-tank mine. And so the sergeant, he's like, well, there was all we heard was a big deafening roar, a lightning flash, and by the time we picked ourselves up, like Eddie was fucking gone. Just a big red circle of charred viscera and flesh. And he's going on about how it really puts your life in perspective when you have to pick up your friend with a shovel and put him in a bin bag to take back home to his family, right? He's going on about how the thing that really got their nuts that day was like when you'd find something, a little bit of piece that you'd recognize, a little bit of ear, a nose, a tooth. And then all of a sudden, Left Hand Charlie calls out for Captain Wells here, and he finds a piece of Eddie with a tattoo on it. And now you got to bear in mind that everything else apparently was charred, blood red circle, viscera, covered in Claritin, but not this piece. Apparently, this piece was fucking perfect. And there was a picture of the devil just laughing his ass off, and so it made the sergeant think. Like maybe the devil did save Eddie's skin, but just not all of it. Or maybe Eddie was unlucky. But regardless, it taught Sergeant Wells to live life and believe things with an open mind.
Yeah.
And then he just leaves it there. Sorry, I know. It's one of my favorite speeches in all of movies. So.
Oh, I'm glad you helped explain that within the movie. Thank you. That's good for the chat. Otherwise, the chat's not going to know what's going on, so thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you're the whole explaining thing. I should have probably been going through it as a... Yeah. That almost looks like some fake light there, almost, this scene here. Oh, shoot. I accidentally clicked something. I don't know what our timestamp was.
We're pretty close. Just keep skipping forward. Now we now stay here where we just were.
Yeah, right here. Come on. Oh, it froze up on me. Oh, here we go.
It's okay.
Come on. Oh, my computer is a little warm. This my new fan here is not helping it. It's that hot today.
That's not
It's all good,
too.
bro.
What's the temperature outside today?
Right now it's like 84.
Okay.
So what happened was we kind of just skip past it, but after that whole big speech, Spoonie starts going into a joke, and then a fucking cow falls off the hill and lands on the fire and freaks everyone out. And so Terry jumps up and he's firing blanks at the cow carcass, and everyone's like laughing at him. And so they're like, "What the hell?" And then they're like, "Well, these don't look like bullet wounds; they look like teeth marks. So it looks like something attacked the cow."
Well, they're in the
And they're like, "All right."
wilderness. What do they expect?
Well, 100%, right? And Terry's just like, "Are we going to call this in, Sarge?" And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, Bruce, call it in." And he starts like, "I'm not calling in, or I'm not breaking radio silence because you lot got scared by flying fucking cows." And I'm just, there's a lot of, the sergeant is very funny. I quite like him. He was also in Event Horizon, just so you guys know.
Then yeah, no, he's yelling them sorted
And
out.
that was
blah,
a
blah,
good
blah.
movie.
Oh, the one thing that we missed there, he wants to call it in. Do you think we should call it in? He's not gonna break radio silence for a damn cow. They'll do it after their mission. Blah blah blah. But they're all wanting to break radio silence.
The one dude did. Terry wanted to. And the other guy was just like, "I'm not fucking doing that." And then we have Ryan, of course, watching them from the bushes.
So they're all moving out, trekking across the Scottish Highlands.
Because they want to, what they're doing is they're taking a detour because they're like, the sergeant wants to know what killed the cow. So they're following the blood trail that the cow left.
I wouldn't have, but no. The one thing that they found like a steak. I guess they just went and got some like cheap chuck steaks there, and they pulled it up and go, "This was now no bloody accident or something." And he just holds up that right there.
Yeah, just a big old chunk of meat.
Yeah, it looks like a chuck steak. The cheap steaks at Walmart.
No. But I'll take your word for it, sir. Well, and so now they come across Ryan's DSAS group. And unfortunately, there's blood everywhere. There's viscera. There's no bodies. But yeah, it looks like Ryan's group got wiped out during the night. And that's one of the things that we don't see is Ryan's he's scanning for something in the nighttime and he gets attacked by something.
Oh yeah. He shoots it, but I didn't know. But we just see some blood there. I didn't know which one survived. I thought he was going to be dead.
Yeah, that's what they led to imply with the blood being just. Because yeah, I never took that to be the werewolf's blood. I took that to be his blood.
Oh shoot! And here we find.
You okay?
Yeah. There, the help me. The Captain Ryan Special Ops. Apparently, Jack the Ripper took him out there. So they're doing what do you call it? Field medics.
Field dressing.
Yeah, field dressing. There's another term too. I was thinking of like a field medic or emergency field first aid or whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're first aid. A medic. It's a medic.
Yeah. And here, that's what calling in. They're calling in like a 6. Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay, dude. We're trying. Yeah, so now they're calling in.
Yeah, they're calling in for emergency extraction. But apparently the bloody radio's broken. They can't get a signal, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to work it in, try to get in. And they're like wondering where's his badge, the signal. He only has dog tags on him. Which, is that normal for Black Ops or I'm not sure if that's normal for Black Ops or not.
well, I mean, Black Ops probably, but for this operation, no. Right? Like, it's the whole point is like Cooper's. He's like, there's no cap badge, there's no insignia, just tags. Whatever they're doing, they're not part of our exercise. These guys are doing something else, so they don't know who these people are. They don't think that they're part of the special forces that they're supposed to be. Because like, if it's part of our mission, it hasn't been advertised to me at the very least. And then Terry runs up with the radio that he finds has been ripped to shreds.
All right,
Are we carrying on? No.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying. We got 4 chats, but that can wait a minute here. Then the whole time he goes, "There's only supposed to be one. Only one. There's only supposed to be one." That's all he will. That's all he was saying. So, and nobody's catching on. He's trying, like he's whacked out of his mind because he's so traumatized, and he can only focus on that. There's only supposed to be one, but they don't tell us yet what that one is.
Yeah.
But let's catch up on chats here real quick. Scurvy said, most of the time we go to war. Brits and Canadians go too. I suppose someone has to carry our stuff. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love our British and Canadian allies. Gorilla, Canada are the peacekeepers, lol. No real military force.
That is true.
Except for the war on high eggnog prices.
We haven't
Scurvy,
battled that yet.
PvP's not here for that. PvP's
Yeah,
not
man.
here
What the heck?
And Suzanne says exactly, Scurvy. All right, so back to the screen.
No, you guys forgot PvP is off partying and having fun tonight at that concert.
No, that's
That's right.
He's leaving Friday. He's working late this week so that he can have Thursday off.
Okay.
Okay.
So they can fly out on Friday.
Gotcha.
So anyhow, they found something. What was it? A tracker or tracer in the radio?
Yeah, a transmitter.
Same thing,
But,
right?
you know,
Chopper.
Yeah, it's yeah, and it's funny because I didn't catch it as a kid because but Buddy's like, he's like, well, what? So they're like, why would they put a bug in our radio? And he's like, oh, it's the Kobayashi Maru. They've made it so we're not supposed to win. And I'm just like, I didn't get that reference as a kid, but now, as an educated Star Trek fan,
Right.
what's going on, bro?
So anyhow, they start hearing noises, start a bunch of howling in that. But I thought werewolves were only werewolves at night. Once it came light out, they transform back to humans.
No, that is not entirely true. Well, they kind of explained in the movie The Howling. I guess you don't remember, probably.
Okay.
Right, because they're like, Spoon was just like, it's half an hour till dark. So maybe at dusk they're allowed to transform, and they're able to go until dawn.
Then there's some movies where they can change at will, depending on what they want.
Yeah, like
right. So you never know.
The Underworld. Sorry, Pop. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying so you never know.
Yeah, totally.
So basically, it could be just depends on the plot of the movie whether or not that it's at night or.
Yeah, convenience of the plot depending on which movie and how good the movie sticks to the lore.
Yeah.
And here's the Kobayashi Maru that you said you didn't catch.
That's right. I didn't.
Yeah, thanks to Star Trek Use the Wrath of Khan, that's pretty much entered the lexicon of pop culture now.
Yeah.
Because people who haven't seen Star Trek have heard of Kobayashi Maru now.
So now they're all switching. They're finding. They're going live ammo now.
Yeah, the SAS guys all had live ammo because they were And one of the things that they didn't mention, he's just like, because he's like, well, are they part of our group? And he's just like, yeah, I don't know, but they've got all kinds of weird shit. They have tranquilizer darts, they've got nets. He's like, it looks like these dudes were on fucking safari. I don't understand what's going on here. So they're alluding that this team is trying to capture something in the woods. And then we hear the werewolves howling, and now we're at this point.
Yeah, so they all take their guns, with that live ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't get out. They have to walk. And it says, and the exercise is over. He's declaring it over. Now shoot anything that moves. So, yeah, get guns, and they're hearing it. And now they're making a plan. He's giving them directions. Take point. They're all retreating.
Retreat, run away.
Well, that's not always a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Where's the Custer?
No, he didn't he didn't order a retreat. He just said, charge. Oh, crap. But sometimes there's the tactical retreat so that you can regroup when something goes wrong. But then there's also it's a trap retreat where you retreat them into a trap.
Oh yeah, running away isn't always a bad thing. He who runs away usually lives to fight another day, right? Like not always, but sometimes.
Well, you just better hope that it was ordered and he just didn't run away, or else you can get branded the coward there. And depending on which military it is, you might as well just stay and fought the enemy.
True.
Same outcome.
Well, you're narrowing down person to person, and finally, if it's the trainee, the green guy who's saying retreat, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So anyhow, they're all taking pop shots here, shooting at something. The one guy he gets separated from the group, and did they throw that at him, or did they?
No. Okay. So what happens was this guy was on rear guard. He was taking up the rear while the rest of the group were getting away, and then as soon as they reached a certain point, he was supposed to withdraw. And what happened was he saw a werewolf and he tried to fire on it, and the gun didn't work. So he took the clip out and he checked it again, reloaded it, fired. It didn't work. Tried it one more time. It didn't work. So he had to run away. And so he's running through the woods, not paying attention. And what happened? He ran into the stick. And I know it sounds stupid, but that could totally happen. As someone who grew up in woods like that, yeah, for sure. If you ran at a high enough speed, you would definitely impale yourself on the tree. Maybe not to that effect. That looks like he put himself a good 4 feet into it. But as someone who's run into objects like that, yeah, it could be bad. We are very soft and squishy.
Yeah, here they took a visit to the butcher shop. They've got some sausages.
Dude, right? And that's just one swipe, right? The werewolf just clawed him in the guts. He went flying, and now his guts are all out. And he's just oh, we're just gonna push it back in. He's oh, dude, they're not gonna fit. And he's of course they'll fit in there. And he's just ah! And he's just fuck.
I gotta say, for gore, that was kind of entertaining, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot. Most of the things in this movie are incredibly tasteful.
Right, you're commendable. I like that.
Yeah,
the gore.
Yeah, unlike Toxic Avenger 2, where they decided to put a bunch of blood in a sprinkler and start going to town. Just saying. So,
I haven't seen Toxic Avenger 2.
What?
I haven't seen the Toxic Avengers. No.
Well, be prepared for a lot of blood if you do, and not tasteful.
I don't think we've covered those yet.
I mean, it's a trauma film. I'm expecting it for sure.
Yeah, but anyhow, apparently werewolves have night vision.
Yes, these ones can. And once again, it makes sense for a creature that hunts at nighttime, and they would be able to see in the dark. And I like that they differentiate between, because one of the scenes that we didn't get to see because it was so quick was that when Ryan was looking through his night vision, it was green. It was the traditional night vision like we see in any movie. Whereas when it's denoting the werewolf's night vision, it goes to black and white. And it's just a really nice stylistic choice to just say, hey, it's night vision. This is the werewolf's perspective. I really like it as an artistic choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good because it's supposedly. I'm not an expert, but supposedly it's proven that dogs see in black and white. So maybe that makes sense.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. If it's true, but that's what I've heard. I've heard dogs dream in black and white.
All right. So Suzanne says we have the rainbow military. It's getting the same here. And
Yeah, no.
well, it depends what show you're watching. I guess that's on my werewolf comment.
Yeah.
And Gorilla, the British can't go to war. There are only two princes that would leave us with another queen should the king die, and Canada can't handle two queens. Okay.
Sure.
Wait, the princes go. Wait, the British Army, the princes go to war? I thought they got rid of that before even World War One. Well,
No, I'm pretty sure. I know this current one went to war, and I'm pretty sure they've both been in the military, and I'm pretty sure they were deployed overseas. I highly doubt they put them in
Combat situation.
Yeah. Thank you, Pop.
so is that a requirement of the royalty? If the Britain goes to war, the royalty has to go to war too?
Oh,
I don't know.
No, all they got to do is just say, "Sir, you see this rifle? Can you touch it?" And he touches it and say, "Okay, you're qualified. You're an expert now. Next."
Well, okay, because I think should be the rule. I'll speak for my country there. If they're gonna vote to go to war, then anybody who votes yes on the war, either they have to go over themselves or their kids have to go
Oh yeah,
over along with everybody else.
it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I think that should be almost requirements.
No, in our country we have draft dodgers. I don't know how many presidents have dodged the military. So no, you're not going to find that in the U.S. A real bunch of cowards.
I thought Bush was in the military.
Yeah,
Bush never served
he
in
was.
combat.
Yeah.
And Clinton was a straight up draft dodger.
Yeah, because I think they got the cause interference there. I know HW was in WW2 because wasn't he? Did he crash in the Pacific?
Possible. I'm not a fan of the Bush family.
And
I don't know your American presidency history. Sorry, guys, I can't contribute to that.
No need to. Don't worry. It's a shame and a disgrace. So don't waste your time.
and Suzanne said, "Sorry, Scurvy. That message was meant for you, not Gorilla."
Oh, okay.
Okay. Or this tab. I got too many tabs.
This
So
time.
anyhow, they're going in there. They know they're getting hunted. They know, but they're keep going, and then they fall down this cliff, and by happen chance, in the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden, a random car out of nowhere, all of a sudden shows up.
Thank
Like,
goodness.
I know there's something up with this lady. At first, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I knew there had to be something up because they're out in the middle of nowhere. They're not even on a designated road, and all of a sudden there's a Jeep.
Is this website Soap Today?
No,
Okay.
look movie.
Okay. Thank you.
And she says, "Hurry, get in." And they tell her drive. They all pile in. And the whole time you could hear the clawing at the top of the car.
Yeah, it's awesome. And there's little quick cuts where you never get to see the full werewolf, which is really nice for most of the movie. Like, you get to see them breathing on the glass. There's at one point where, like, the hand comes down and it's, like, trying to reach through the sunroof.
Yeah, it's great when they let you leave it up to the imagination.
So, yeah,
And I mean,
probably... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, ultimately, even when we do get to see the costumes, they look good, right? Like, they don't look shoddy. So, like, it's nice. And then we get the cottage.
It's amazing that vehicle never got stuck in all that mud and twigs and branches and everything else. But
it did, though.
No, it didn't get stuck.
Yeah, it did. That was No. There was the whole point where, like, she was stuck. She stopped, slammed on the brakes. It sunk into the mud. And when they were on top of the vehicle, the whole interbed point was, like, it showed the tire spinning, and then she's, like, throwing it into reverse and backing up and then going forward and then backing up and then going forward and finally being able to go. They were stuck in the spot. They were stuck in the mud.
I forgot about that part. That's okay.
Well, then they just happened to come across this nice house out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the woods. Well, 4 hours from the nearest town, which...
Right? Yeah, and one of the things that we missed was when the hand goes through the sunroof, they shiv it. They shove an entire knife through its arm. And then, yeah, it's just a really nice little piece of practical effects where you get to see a knife go through a fake werewolf arm, and you're just like, oh.
Yay. And there was much rejoicing.
Yeah, and there was much rejoicing, indeed.
Now they're interrogating this guy, wondering what the hell. They know there's something up, but he's not telling them something. And they start yelling and interrogating him. Chain of command. And the whole time you can tell that the chain of command is breaking down. Too.
Yep, that's war for you.
Because they didn't give a crap about this captain.
Well, he's not part of their group, right? They just rescued him.
Yeah, but in the chain of command, he is still the highest ranking member in the chain of command. He can legally take over the group there as to command the group.
In American standards, we don't know how it is with the British. Regardless, you are correct, because even when Sergeant Wells got his guts wiped out, he's like, I'm giving you an order, Cooper. You leave me and take the squad. And he's like, yeah, fuck your orders and you can take it and shove it up your ass. Right? So, like, insubordination all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, they go in there. They're wondering where everybody is, and apparently they got electricity this far out in the middle of nowhere. And they're doing a sweep of the house, and they're wondering where everybody is, because it obviously looks like everybody just got up and left in a hurry there. Because dinner's still on the table, fire's going.
Yep.
There's even soup on the stove.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like
So something's happened.
Get out of here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they give all the clear hat.
Names of Eden. Have you seen the werewolf movie Silver Bullet?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and continue, guys.
Oh. Oops, wrong tab. All right, so they're getting the field dress. So they're getting the field dressing on the sergeant there. I'm thinking they got this guy here. All right, Deb says what I felt said in here. Yeah,
okay, what's going on?
Well, they got field dressing on the thing there.
Yeah,
we're in the dining hall. They're
like, they're trying to go out to the vehicle because they're like, okay, like the sergeant's not going to last. Like, where's the nearest place? They're like, oh, it's not anywhere around here. And they're like, well, we have to like leave So they've come back out. Cooper and Spoon have come back out to check on, to get the vehicle started and whatnot. And it comes over and the werewolves have wrecked it. And this is one of my only few contentions with the film is I feel like we should have heard that happening. I don't know how they did this much damage to the vehicle silently.
Well, they're making so much noise that they weren't hearing the sounds outside.
Right, maybe
That's fair.
Maybe it's just a matter of rigging wires loose.
Yeah. So, better get back to this screen. Then they do a flare and they're looking at it, blah, blah, blah. And they're freaking out, man. And this is where they're getting attacked by the werewolves there. But they call them dogs. Now, I suppose could a werewolf be mistaken for a dog? Do you think?
A very, very, very big one, I guess.
I can't remember what's upstairs at the far end of the passage there, but now
The bathroom.
yeah. Now they're talking about
'Cause,
they're
buddy-
having. No, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say just because Buddy, like the whole scene was like they were trying to get through the door and the dog attacked Sergeant Wells' bandage and was pulling on it, and the chick was trying to get the dog to stop, and the McCaptain guy who doesn't like dogs was like, shut the dog up, and he went to grab the gun and he was aiming to shoot the dog, and then Terry, the tall cowardly guy, threw up on him, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah. And so he didn't shoot the dog. The dog was fine. And then everything stopped. And then he tried to throw a punch and Joe saves him and stands up for Terry. And then he's just like, where's the bathroom? And she's like, upstairs on the fucking right. And he's just like, all right. So carrying on.
Oh yeah. Now they're talking about they have to conserve ammunition. They're so limited, so they're gonna start boiling pots of water, which I don't think that would do much to a werewolf. Except piss them off. Oh yeah, they blew up the car. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Look, there goes their transportation. That's my only vehicle, you.
Dude, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, that's my car.
And now this is where they're discussing it's no ordinary enemy, and she's suggesting that they're doing what you're doing. They're scoping them out, testing them, and they're organizing. Which I thought werewolves are supposed to be halfway mindless when they're in their werewolf form. I thought that was a legit werewolf canon.
Yeah, and it's funny. Sorry, I'm just one of the things that we missed it's going to get brought up later is when they're eating the stew. They're like, "Oh, this is really good. What is it?" And he's like, "I don't know. It tastes like pork." Just keep that in mind for later on in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, they're sitting there standing guard, and that's when they talk about. I don't remember, like he talks about battle, like a couple dozen soldiers, like against 10,000 Zulu warriors. Zulu was an African warrior, wasn't it? An African village, wasn't it, or empire? Back in the day?
Zulu. Yeah, Shaka Zulu was an incredibly powerful warlord and chieftain, and he did. The Battle of Rorik's Stand is a legitimate thing.
Yeah,
it led to the downfall of the Zulu.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember. What part of Africa were they in?
I don't know that part, to be honest. Grill, I don't know. I would have to look it up.
Zulu Empire. Let's see what our Zulu Kingdom, sometimes referred to as the Zulu Empire or the Kingdom of Zululand, was a monarchy in southern Africa during the 1810s. Shaka established a standing army like Southern, blah blah blah. So basically, southern Africa. It's not South Africa. So the southern tip, and the tip always counts. All right, we got a bunch of chats here. Suzanne says she's AFK. Every royal has military training. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for that, Suzanne. Lara and Suzanne, are you saying Prince Harry and his lecturing is all that stands between UK and Russia? And Suzanne says, screw pretty much yippers. That and a wall of kidney pie. I don't get that reference. And screw, it might be time to stock up on vodka.
Oh, speaking of, I have some of that.
Yeah, so do I. Grey Goose. Me either, I don't drink. I do. There's plenty of decent vodkas made right here. Or Poland or France. Alright, they're all caught up.
Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So funny. Good to go back to your initial complaint about the helicopter scene, Gorilla. Apparently, I'm just reading tidbits on IMDb and whatnot. The insurance company did not cover the actors jumping out of the helicopter early in the film, as most of the crew were ex-military. They jumped out of it instead. The crew also doubled up as Sergeant Wells' soldiers for some of the tabbing shots. So, there you go.
I don't blame them for jumping out. They probably got tired of waiting in line.
Yeah, I love that. I may be nuts, but I'm no fruitcake. Just don't be an asshole. So yeah, they're trying to make a plan here. And he's dying. They're trying to stitch him up. But you think he would have been dead when the dog was yanking on his innards?
It was the bandage. It was yanking on the bandage.
Oh.
Yeah, no, and that's the point, right? Because whether it was the intestines or the innards, it's gross enough where you're just like, oh, dude, stop, Sam, no.
And see, I thought he was actually yanking on the innards.
No.
Oh, sorry for this background music here. Someone has their radio up all the way on their motorcycle. So anyhow, now we get this black and white shot of the cabin there. Did they just film this in black and white, or did they got like a special like nighttime lens like this?
Usually they film them in color, but the stark contrast between black and white and color, due to the snow, makes it look like black and white. If you ever watched a movie called Fargo, the whole movie relies on that effect. It's a very good movie called Fargo. It's a good mystery thriller. I highly recommend you check it out.
Okay. And they're talking about the super glue, how it makes it work. They made a Vietnam reference that super glue was made during Vietnam to stitch people's innards back together. So that's why it's still together in the thing there. And that's why everybody uses. That's why I know a few people, like if they get cuts on their fingers and all that, they will use super glue.
That's what I did instead of going to the hospital for and waiting for 2 hours. I just I cut myself with my carving knife pretty good, and yeah, you can see where the flap is, but it worked out fine.
Oops, I'm muted.
So apparently, Neil Marshall claims he wrote this film as a knee-jerk reaction to An American Werewolf in Paris, which he thought was terrible.
Oh, thank goodness for him.
And he also went about saying that he didn't want to use any CGI or as little as he could because he thought it was being overdone at the time and it would distract from the werewolves.
And he was right about that.
Yes, he was. And I appreciate his choice in doing that. And so here we have Sergeant Wells. He's got liquor and he's got painkillers and booze, and they're about to start dumping a bunch of super glue into him. And so in this scene, the first punch that Cooper throws, it's a fake punch, but the second one that he throws actually hits Buddy's nose. But apparently he was so drunk in this scene, like legitimately drunk, that he didn't feel anything.
Oh, wait, you're telling me that they gave him real booze, the actor real booze?
Yes.
Oh, nice. You don't get that really more. And someone told me that, like in Animal House, that was a real whiskey that John Belushi just downed the bottle. But then I think someone said, no, that's not true.
Probably an urban legend. Even though they partied a lot on that set of Animal House, they tend to usually not do it in front of the camera.
Well, that whole movie was one party, which we are going to cover some Cinema Sunday. So yeah, this is the way I want to go out, with a bunch of painkillers and vodka.
Yes.
So they're stitching them all up together, gluing them together. And I can't remember what the heck she was saying.
Well, painkillers will do that to you.
Oh yeah, she's making a reference about being out in the boondocks here. And they're thinking that they still have a fighting chance, which they're down to like 5 people, and they're really out in the middle of no bumfuck Egypt here.
Well, I mean, better in there than out in the woods. Like they don't know there's any other vehicle around, so like.
I would be real hesitant. If it was me and this is wartime, and the only medics were women, and they were high, I would be very skeptical.
Well, she's not high.
Okay, as long as she's not high, then that's fine.
No, the dude who was in the bed was high on painkillers and booze, and she's fine. She was there to just help him out.
Hey, I don't care who my medic is, as long as they have the proper training.
100%.
Well, that's just it. I've had doctors who've had the quote proper training, but when they keep missing your vein, oops, sorry, let me try again. Oops, let me sorry, try again. Oops, let me sorry. No, you want to fucking kill them after missing 5 or 10 veins.
Oh. I guess I never had that issue.
Yeah,
I have also never had that issue.
That happens to me now when I go to the doctor, and I'm not even in wartime, so they have no excuse.
Yeah, and see,
cancer treatment, so my veins are really, really small. But they have a needle called, I have to tell them their job. They have a needle called a butterfly needle, and it's designed for people like me that for some reason, if your veins are really tiny and hard to get, they use a butterfly needle. And if that doesn't work, they can use ultrasound, which they use like they do with, when they check women's pregnancies. And they can press that on your arm, and that can locate precisely where the vein is, and they can get your vein 100% that way. So there's ways to do it. The problem is that when you sit down and you tell whoever the nurse is, the phlebotomist, the person doing the blood, and you tell them, you say, hey, look, just to let you know background, I've got cancer, I've got thin veins. Normally they have, no, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for years. I know what I'm doing. And so, no, you tell them. No. I'm just saying that I've got thin veins and usually they have to use the butter. No. You just sit there. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've never missed a vein yet. And next thing you know, poke. poke, 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 and then I'm getting, get the fuck out of here. I've had
Oh,
that
see,
happen.
I'm very sorry to hear that, Pop.
Yeah.
I've always been told by like everyone, they're like, "Oh, you have incredibly beautiful veins," and I'm like, "No, but thank you, I appreciate that."
Well, that's good for them. Yeah, sure, great, lucky them. But I did when I first got ill, when I first started. But after they take so much blood from you, those veins, it's like a well, they end up running dry. So what are you going to do? The problem is they need to learn to listen to their patients. And,
Yes,
instead of as soon as you open your mouth, them saying, "Oh, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for 25 years." Blah blah blah. They need to shut their mouth and listen. That's what they don't do. They're their self entitled, arrogant attitude. It just, I don't know. Like I said, I threw many of them out. Told me, get the fuck out of here. I'm not. I know more about pulling blood and drawing blood than they do, and that's sad. I didn't know anything about blood before I got sick, but now I know everything about it thanks to them because of their mistakes. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get back to this good old movie.
do we have any chat? Oh, DVB's in the stream and Phantom Boomer. Hi, you guys. Thanks for being here.
Hey,
Hello,
Boomer. Hey,
guys. Good to see you, DVB and Phantom Boomer. Welcome.
hey, Boomer. Hey, DVB. And man, they really, sir. Hey, Pops. Hope you've been well, man. Really enjoyed your last stream. Such a fun time.
Thank you, and I'm glad you could attend.
And now I'm here for this one, even though I've never seen this flick, though.
Well, like we said at the beginning, please go back when you get a chance and watch it. It's a very good movie, and we don't want to spoil it for you. And on its own, it's a really good werewolf horror or whatever. But we wouldn't be recommending it if it wasn't a good movie, honestly. So, give it a benefit of the doubt and watch it.
And DVB says, sorry for the typo. Don't apologize for typos. Rule
No.
number 6. Rule number 6. Never apologize.
No,
And that might be why I'm single, but that's a whole different song.
as long as you are here, that's all we care about.
Yeah. And TVB says some of my favorite channels on YouTube, including this one, cover a lot of movies I've never seen. I dig that because it helps me to know what to check out and what not to check out. Well, DVB on Sundays there, we've been covering a lot of movies. That's a lot of stuff I haven't seen there that I let the chat usually pick. But for this next weekend, it's gonna be Father's Day, so we're gonna do a Father's Day movie, and PvP actually happened to pick one out. And it seems kind of interesting. So, Father of the Bride. And Boomer says, howdy doody, folks. Then he says, thank you, Sturdy. Again. Howdy doodly. There's his DVB. And he goes, the best doctors send you away well rather than make you come back and back again.
Yes. So true.
Yeah. And DVB says, I've been spending the last 8 months in and out of hospitals helping my younger brother. He hates blood draws too, lol.
Oh, yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about then.
Well, anybody who likes blood draws is a sick mother. Back to the movie.
Yeah, dude. I don't understand it. Unless you're a vampire. Like, I mean, then I can understand it, but.
Yeah. And
Used to, it didn't bother me. I had no problem with it, but it's just that after getting so many people who make mistakes, that's when you start paying more attention.
all right.
I don't like the feeling of my blood pulsing out of my body to my heartbeat. It really freaks me out. I don't like it.
Here's what they do. They jab the needle in and they miss the vein, and they don't pull the needle out and then poke it in again and move it out and poke it again. No, what they do is they stick it in, miss the vein, and then they start digging around with it.
Oh, like a mosquito.
Yeah, it's like if they would pull it out and back in, that probably wouldn't be as bad. But no, what they're doing is they stick it in, they miss the vein, and then they're actually, I'm not exaggerating, they're digging around, tearing up the flesh on the inside. And it is torturous. It is. I mean, there's no other word for it. It is torture. To them, it's like, oh, la, 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 just another day. It's like, oh, screw you. I tell them, you wait till I get my hands on you and we get out of here.
All
Sorry,
right,
go ahead.
so
Enough of that.
so Nemesis, what continue with your montage?
My montage. What about it?
Well, okay, so here they're talking about the werewolves here: full moon, silver bullets, eyebrow. I don't know the eyebrows thing.
Oh, they mentioned it. Nice.
Yeah,
The eyebrow.
yeah, the unibrow. That's right. If you got a unibrow, you're a freaking werewolf.
That's right. That's right. According to some movies, unibrow. Yeah, beware the unibrow.
And so yeah, Megan claims here that she's watched these things for a year. She's a zoologist. That's why she's here. Um, he's like the unibrow thing is stupid. That's just dark age superstition. And silver bullets, no one's ever tried or gotten close enough to trying.
Well, they can prove it right now, which they'll probably do, hopefully.
Well, unfortunately, none of them have anything silver at this point in the movie.
I suppose I should unmute myself.
You did mute yourself.
Well, that's because I was munching on a chip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, and here this is where they chew her out. You know, they have to do the call signs. They go through all the call signs. But I think they refer to Captain Ryan as an asshole, though, if I remember correctly. Yeah, big guy with the axe is Joe.
Mr. Football. The vomiting cavalier is Terry.
Yeah.
That little dude is Spoon, right? And they're like, what about him? He's like, well, he's not with us. This is Captain Ryan.
Yeah. And now this guy completely flips out on him, like because the captain tried pulling rank, and it's just a degradation of the chain of command. There, getting worse. But they know he knows something, but they can't figure it out there. And
they better be on their toes.
Well, and though we missed a little scene here with Cooper being like, well, when we first saw you, you were crying like a baby, right? Like crying like a baby you were. And he's just like, and now then pretty soon you were able to run, and now look at you. Fighting fit and sitting pretty, a little bizarre for someone who's just about a few hours ago was on death's door, and he's just like, I have a strong constitution.
Exactly.
all right.
Yeah. There we go, fine and fit and sitting pretty. And then, lo and behold, his scars have healed up. Dun, dun, dun.
Something's wrong in these neck of the woods.
That's right.
And they just start shooting out the windows like crazy, and they're telling them 3-round burst and one stun gun apiece. Don't use them unless necessarily have to. Blah blah blah. And this guy's just watching her intently.
No, he's not. He's not watching her.
Oh.
He's watching out the. He was watching.
Well, it goes from the scene with her to him just looking. So that's where I got that.
Of course, that makes perfect sense. But what happens is he's looking out the window, and then the door behind him. Or no, he's looking out the window, and then he hears the door handle starting to turn. So he looks and focuses his attention on the door, and then behind him, the window, you can see the werewolf pop in and look at him because they're doing a distraction technique. The ones at the door just fucking around, so the other one's looking in the window now that he's distracted, and then now the attack starts.
Right, they're definitely not stupid.
Yeah, no, they're very intelligent.
You hear? I thought they're supposed to be mindless.
No. See, that's what I was just going to say. That's why I like this movie. It plays them where they're in a pack and they're intelligent. which is great because there's plenty of werewolf movies. Usually they're done like The Fugitive. Usually the werewolf movies are done where it's a lone guy on the run, misunderstood, everybody's chasing after him, and it's him against like Rambo, it's him against the odds. That's usually how the movies are done. So this one's done where they are in charge, they're in a pack, and they're intelligent, and they outsmart the
Yeah,
people beating them, which makes it a really good movie, in my
right.
opinion.
Like they've already wiped out an entire special air service squad, right? Like Captain Ryan's men are all dead. They're dead. These are people who are like high up there in the military. So like, yeah, these guys are incredibly intelligent.
Right. Imagine a similar movie where you're watching this and it's a team of vampires. So it's kind of along that line. Instead, they're on each one of them on their own, with their own lore, their own castle, their own background. They're all
Yeah.
put together on a special ops team, and they're killing and taking towns out one by one.
Well,
That'd be a pretty good movie. What do you think?
I think what Nemesis was going for is it's like the werewolves took out our SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, basically.
Like it,
Uh-huh. With no
but,
problem at all, which they wouldn't do. It would be easy for them.
all right. So
And I like how they say that this is a stun grenade, and then the explosion that happens is massive, and he just like goes flying and like lands on the couch. He's like, "Whoa!" I was just like, "Fuck, what's your like lethal grenade like? Is it a tactical nuke? Like, I just don't understand."
don't give away the secret.
Sorry, bro.
Okay, now they're throwing him down. They're going downstairs, and he's getting grabbed by the werewolf there.
Yeah. So what happened was Joe there with the shotgun. He was screaming contact, and he was just firing the shots off, and then the werewolf came through the window, grabbed him, and so he's screaming for Cooper. He wasted a bunch of rounds firing off, he fired off 3 rounds and hit just random stuff. And then what we missed was Spoon had found a sword, and so Cooper was like, "No, we're just gonna put this over here. You're gonna poke someone's eye out." But he grabs the sword, does a barrel roll over the couch, and then chops the werewolf's arm off. And as we can see there, the werewolf's arm is still attached to Joe's shoulder, and he's just like, "Oh, cheers, mate." Just like, fuck. Oh my god.
Man's man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
So anyhow, you got him dying up there in the thing. You can just see all the ammo just wasted.
Yeah, so basically they hear a bunch of noise upstairs, and Cooper's like, "Oh fuck, the Sarge," because the Sarge is basically knocked out on painkillers and booze at this point, so he's free food. So he's trying to wake the sergeant up, and there's a werewolf coming through the window, and I'm not sure if there's one inside yet. But then, yeah, the Sarge wakes up, and they both like gun him, the werewolf, out of the window, and then we get our first kill of the squad. Terry, the cowardly tall guy, basically like makes a comment. He's like, "Dogs, more like pussies," and he closes.
That's so predictable too. You go, "Dog, bunch of pussies." All of a sudden, they rip through the thing and pull him right out the thing there. I was like, as soon as he said that, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be dead. I wasn't expecting it quite as soon.
Yeah,
but I did see that coming.
100%. And then we have Megan here just watching him getting drug away by the werewolf.
Yeah,
and you can tell something's up with her.
Oh, I knew something was up with her the minute that she was out in the middle of nowhere by herself.
I didn't think of anything like that. I thought it was just like, a movie predicament. But then, later on in the movie, when you start to think about it more and all the things that take place, you're like, that's very bizarre. Yeah. So, I mean, your suspicions were raised more than mine immediately. So, good for you, Mr. Gorilla. Your gorilla senses were tingling.
Oh, something was tingling, all right.
Hey-o.
All right, so we're here, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so that
now she's claiming that she lived like 50 miles away. And did you notice that her story slightly keeps changing every time they say it? There's always slight details keep changing.
Yeah, almost like it's not true.
Yeah, because one of the things there, I can't remember which rule it is, but if you're gonna lie, be specific.
Right? Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah. Fucking
Gives his rules, but anyhow,
yeah.
just
Anyway.
slight little details just keep changing. I was like, she's not keeping her story straight, so she is full of shit for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why quite yet, but I could tell she's full of crap. And she's saying closest.
And even Captain Ryan says that too. She's like, "You're lucky I ran into you, or you ran into me." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you ran into us." And then even Cooper just kind of stops and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that is bizarre." So yeah, there's sums up with Megan.
Then talk about best for good, blah blah blah. Then I don't know I can't remember what this scene.
Oh, he's basically doing a stock on the ammo, and she's like, "Well, tell me the truth. How are we doing?" He's like, "Well, he's like, the men are good. Morale's good. I mean, all things considered, but I mean, that's all good until the ammo runs out." He's like, high spirits don't constitute for 800 rounds per minute. And he's like, "But I don't think that's what you wanted to hear."
No. Say anything else.
Yeah, so she's basically like, it's funny, man. Like, before this point, you thought there was a line between what's reality and what wasn't real. But now that you know that werewolves are real, what else could be real? What else is out there that could be real?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the scene. Okay.
Yeah.
And DVB says, "I apologize for apologizing, gorilla." LOL.
What are you, Canadian?
Scurvy says, "Apologize for apologizing for that apology." Wait, apologize for apologizing for that apology. And then, yes, LOL pops, says DVB. And he goes, "Sorry about that, Scurvy." With the winky face. And Scurvy says, "DVB, sorry to hear that your brother has to get lots of draws." Yeah. And DVB says, "Hey, Pops, do you have Netflix?"
Nope. Have not paid for any sort of online service since 1990s, I believe. No, I sailed the high seas.
I've got some stuff that you could watch that it's on the high seas that you might enjoy, Pop. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay. But I'm not gonna. The thing is, too, Netflix not so much so, but like Disney, even if there was a show that I'd want to watch, I won't give them money. I won't show them any sort of support. So I'm not really into paying for online services.
And DVB says, "Thank you for that, Scurvy." And DVB says he's doing well these days, but it's been rough for the last 8 months. Fortunately, you didn't make him get
jabbed.
That's good.
The Fauci ouchie he's talking about.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. And DVC says that's the thing about modern doctors. They're fortunate to get one that is not a moron and is actually skilled and knowledgeable.
Stay away from Kaiser.
And since I've never seen this movie before, I'm going to go watch the original trailer, and then for better or worse, I'll be back.
Sounds great.
Damn dog soldiers look cool. I bet Jens would approve. I don't know who Jens is.
I don't know.
Not sure either, but damn right, it's cool. This is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Jens. I'm wondering if that's Jens Petter. I used to have a
it might be.
Yeah, but his mouth got him into trouble too many times. I got tired of people talking to me like shit. I don't need friends like that. It could be a different Jens, but that's the only Jens I know of. Go ahead.
And DVB says, sailing the high seas, got you, Pops. Arr!
Yar.
Pop knows Jens.
Used to.
Alrighty, so back to the movie here. They're trying to say they just gotta survive till sunrise there, and I believe that they said they got to make sure to because it's 4 hours to the nearest town, and they want to try to make sure to get the sergeant out of there so that he can
Gotcha.
survive.
Okay, great.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, then they're just going. They're handing out the ammo. Well, because they only got like 6 shotgun shells and like a couple clips for the regular guns or the M5s and stuff.
Now the clips for the regular guns are those silver bullets.
No.
Oh,
Just regular ass normal bullets. So
Right.
yeah, 2 full clips for the MP5, 8 shotgun shells for the shotgun, and then 1 spare bullet and Cooper's handgun, and that's all they have.
they need to stop naming everything the same. But oh well.
Welcome, Lee Anthony Davis here. He goes, "Hello to
Hello,
pop
Lee
culture,
Anthony Davis.
and welcome, hello to pop culture, the panel, and also my thoughts are with the fellow YouTuber Clobbering Times, and I hope he recovers."
Yeah,
we
I
all
heard
do.
the heart attack, poor guy.
Yeah. And hello, Lee Anthony Davis. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And yeah, we hope Clobby's doing okay.
And you're welcome here anytime. Sit back, kick back, and relax. Enjoy yourself.
I didn't know you could actually chat on X. Because I always
Yes.
have like 12 people watching, but no one ever comments on X. Huh. And then he goes, "Jens is all about masculine action," says DVB. And says, "I didn't know about you and Jens had a falling out, Pops."
Well, if you would just stop talking down to me, it would be different. I've had a lot of patients, a lot of people. Usually I let them do it 2 or 3 times. And then I finally said, that's it, I'm done. I think this one happened because of what happened between Doomcock and myself. He didn't like it because of what happened with Doomcock, because Doomcock told me off. So I don't know why he decided to side with Doomcock. I'm like, whatever, to each their own.
Alrighty. Alright, so. Alright, now they're forming a plan. Yeah. They're deciding if one should make a break for it, or they should make a one last stand, or.
And then they're like, yeah, if by the time you get back, you'll have to pick what's left of us out of their teeth. Like, so they're like, oh, okay.
Now they're deciding what to do. They're still not believing about the werewolf thing.
Which is just so dumb. It's like, you've seen that for your own eyes. Like, I don't get it.
Right,
One of them does.
Oh.
Clooney's like, oh, it makes perfect sense to me.
Oh. This is where he just totally freaking loses it, because they're talking about the game that what's his face had to miss, is so important to him. They're like, what's this have to do with it? And he goes, so basically, it's everything to do with the missed a very important game of blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
They're not getting.
Yeah.
And now he's being the bait while they're being distracted. He's being the bait. And then he's running back to the car. This one they all got it piled into that second car, isn't it?
No, not quite. So he comes out, and it's kind of funny because, like, well, not funny, but like, this goes back to he's coming in and he's gonna hotwire this car that's in the barn. And one of the scenes that we missed was Megan was sitting and watching the werewolves out on the thing, and it looks like they were talking, and she looked over at the barn, and now we're coming out here to the barn. And so, or no, I think that's later. I think I just spoiled the movie. Oh, my Lanta. Regardless, so we come in here,
No, you're
and
fine.
He's in the vehicle here.
yeah, so he turns on the thing, and this is an amazing reveal. We get, oh, that's too bad. Terry is still alive. He turns on the lights, and the werewolf just like slowly eating Terry. And he like reaches out to Joe, and like the werewolf then like bites his neck and rips his head off and throws his head at the vehicle, and it like Terry's head splatters on the vehicle, and Joe's like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I think I'm out of here.
Yeah. And so he like looks back, and then we see a werewolf come up to behind the vehicle, and then we see a werewolf come up, and it's like trying to reach through the vehicle on the side, and Joe backs up, and he backs through, and then we get here with Spoon. I believe it was Spoon just trying to get back in, and she like
She was like, what?
she shoots the werewolf. What? So I just can't remember this scenario.
And I gotta say, this lens flare here would bring a tear to Jar Jar Abrams' eye. This lens flare from behind.
It'd be nice, but I don't know if it'll ever happen.
What, the lens flare?
J.J. Abrams getting a tear to his eye. A fist to his eye would be nice, but a tear to his eye, probably not.
Oh, no. Yeah, the reason I said that is because J.J. Abrams there is a very big fan of lens flares and all that. So whenever you see lens flare like that,
right?
Yeah, you gotta see. So now we're back in there. She's playing some damn music.
She's playing some Debussy. You don't like Debussy?
That sounds so dirty on so many ways.
Oh, that's but that's his name.
All right. So anyhow, they had to make a point to show a full moon, but that doesn't look quite full though, but close enough. And why does it look so distinguished there? You can't see that dark of shadows on the moon. Is there a reason for that?
Maybe you can in Scotland.
I wasn't sure what you said. You can't see that what? Really?
Like when we look up at the moon, it's not this pronounced, the dark shadows on the moon. Like, see how it has the distinguished shadows?
Yeah, I'm sure it's been photoshopped for the scene to make it stand out a little more. The moon looks different in all of it. Every movie, every time you see it, it looks different. Especially Evil Dead. That show looks really good.
Yeah. So, they know only like one or two are gonna make it through this, and then there's something up with this guy. He just does not look quite right. I don't know if you guys thought that.
Yeah, something's up with him for sure.
And he's talking about the one guy saying if he will pass, he would have been on his team and he would be dead. So it's a good thing he didn't pass. And they kept, they're interrogating him and all that stuff. And he's trying to change the subject. That's what's going on. And they call him out on that. I'm guessing that's an interrogation. I don't know if you're trained in interrogation. I suppose you have to be trained in it and resisting interrogation if you're in the military.
You would certainly think so if you were on special forces.
Yeah, you hope.
Or at least higher up, like a captain and all that.
Unless you're Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah. But yeah, so now they're starting to put it together. Now they start to put together that they were the bait. They were the bait the whole time, and because he said that he put such an obvious opening there, and they just like predicted, they took the bait. They're trying So they were trying to lure the dogs to the base there, but the dogs got there before they did.
They thought there was only supposed to be one of them.
Yeah. There's only supposed to be one.
Right? Yeah.
So that's when he gets the shit beaten out of him. They start smacking him around and they throw him. And this happens. He starts transforming right in front of their eyes.
Yeah.
So he wasn't. That's the reason he survived is because he's turning into a werewolf.
Right. Have
Into
you guys
That's
seen the
correct.
movie? Quick question: have you guys seen the movies Demons?
I've heard of it, but never watched it.
Same.
They're even on YouTube. I don't know if that means we could watch it without worry about copyright or what. I don't know.
They might have just taken the copyright claim on it, or they might have special permission for some reason, or is it a YouTube special or YouTube movie that they bought the rights to?
I don't know. I have to go and look at it. Sorry, go ahead. Though. Continue.
Yeah, because I see clips from shows all the time, and people just take the copyright claims on them.
Dude, I watched the entire Godzilla movie marathon on YouTube the other day. All the movies. It was just retarded. I was just like, oh. So, I mean, it depends. So yeah, we get an awesome scene where I liked the part where the nails were scritching on the table. And then he pops up and he's a werewolf. Oh no, spooky.
Predictable, y'all.
Oh my goodness, predictable.
Yeah. All right. DB says it's all good though. He's streaming right now too, but I am here. What does that tell you, Pops? Yay! DVB likes us better than whoever was streaming. Pops, you've always been kind to me, and your channel is great. I'd rather watch your shows over most on YouTube.
Thank you, DVB. You're a very kind person as well.
Including Doomcock, that you can quote me on that. And he goes, your channel and Ramborough for Life are my favorite YouTube movies, reviews, and streaming channels.
I'm glad to hear. I haven't heard of that one, but I need to check it out. Thank you.
All right, so we got this there. No, this is a talk about why the werewolves are so angry. They finally clicked that this is the werewolves' homes, and the people who live here are the werewolves.
That's right.
They're angry. We burst in their house, we eat all their porridge, and we sleep in their beds.
Well, you busted on my hizzy. I show you what's up.
And he's right, blah, blah, blah. And I can't remember the scene. Now they're finding some propane. I think this is where they're getting ready to set that trap, ain't it, Nemesis?
This is a big pivotal scene because Spoon's like, "Hey, Cooper," and he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "What about the Sarge?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, what about him?" He's like, "We just watched the fucking captain turn into a werewolf. Sarge has also suffered the same wound. What are we going to do about the Sarge?" And he's like, "Sarge is with us regardless of what happens." And that's it. So they're implying that Sergeant Wells is also going to be a werewolf. And it's only a matter of time before he turns 2.
Oh, yeah.
I like to leave it up to you to use your little brain to figure it out.
All right.
Yeah.
It was around this spot that I started having a little bit of issues with the thing while I was trying to watch it.
What's that?
Around this part of the movie, I started having some issues. So Nemesis is really good. Freezing up on me and accidentally clicking the things there. And I nodded off for a little bit tonight. So Nemesis, you're gonna have to definitely take point on this part.
Yeah, sure.
Help us out there.
So
You're the only one that saw it, apparently.
No.
Apparently so. That's okay. It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Well, I made the mistake
no.
of going and laying down while I was watching this when I got home.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, so this is Cooper discussing with the sergeant. He's like, and the sergeant's like, Cooper. He's like, hey, Cooper comes up. He's like, hey, Sarge, how you feeling? He's like, dude, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling better than great. I feel absolutely fantastic. And he's like, he knows before, and I mean, Cooper knows too. He just doesn't want to admit it because they're friends. But he's like, whatever happened to the captain is happening to me. And he like rips off the bandage, and his wounds are all healed too. And he's like, it's only a matter of time. You got to get out of here, and you got to fucking go now. So, and Cooper's having a hard time accepting that. And basically, the big thing he boils down to is he's like, Cooper, one of the things about leadership that you need to understand is that sometimes the men you kill are your own.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so go ahead.
And he wants to make sure that he has to incinerate him. That's the big thing. Fire.
Yep. Yeah, and like so he also gives before Cooper leaves, he gives something to give to his wife, because one of the big scenes that I didn't get to talk about at the fire scene when they're around the fire pit and they're asking about what scares people, and like we're talking about Sergeant Wells here is scared that he's never going to see his family members again, and like that's his greatest fear, and now he's realized that and he's having to come to terms with that. Joe's biggest fear was a 1v1 penalty shootout, and he ended up 1v1ing a werewolf and losing. And then Terry's biggest fear was watching a penalty shootout with Joe, and the last thing he saw was Joe, and he gets his head ripped off. So like the fire scene parallels a lot of, or foreshadows a lot of the deaths in this movie, and it's really poignant, and I really like it, but you don't catch it on your first watching.
Okay,
And so here, no, for sure. That's it. I've seen this movie a bunch. Like, this is my favorite werewolf movie. I'll say it again. Like, it's so yeah. I speak very highly of this movie. So at this point, Megan has convinced them that they need to try and. They've come to the conclusion, at the very least, that it's better to take out some of them than none at all. And so they've loaded up the vehicle with a propane tank, and they're going to aim for the barn because they think that's where all the werewolves are. And so now Cooper has jumped into the vehicle. Spoon has severed the gas line underneath. And so Cooper's going to drive the vehicle as far as he can, and then he's going to jump out of the vehicle and run back, and then they're going to light the gas trail on fire and blow up the werewolves. And so Cooper, there's a little bit of tension and comedy because Spoon only has a couple of matches and he can't get the matches to go, and he calls for Sergeant's help, and like when we first met Sergeant, when we came back before the werewolf discussion, he was making Molotov cocktails. And so Sarge comes out, and it's just a beautiful little action sequence where within a lit Molotov, and he like throws it on the ground, and it actually lights up, so you can tell that it's like actually it's real effects and everything, which is really nice. And then it does the trail, and it blows up, and they blow up the barn. And so now Cooper's back. Go ahead, Pop.
No.
No, okay. Yeah, so now he's gotten back, and basically, I think they realize something's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find my glasses.
It's okay, buddy. Because Cooper's he's cluing in now that about Megan, and he's just like, there's no house in the next Glen, is there? And she's like, no. And he's like, and the reason you're not in the photograph of all those people is because you're the one who took it. And she's like, yep. She's like, I didn't, and he's just like, oh, typical women, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, dude, being nice to women gets you nowhere. And it's the truth. But she's like, being nice to me will get you killed. He's like, you may think we're all bitches, but I'm the real thing. So I think what happened is like, she came out to study these creatures, and she said earlier in the pack that the pack is led by a young alpha male. So, and there's a picture of one of the younger sons. And so it's implied that the son leads the pack, and there's only 3 of them or whatever left now. And I'm thinking that she's got turned by him, and they're either in a relationship or something like that. Because the fact that she refers to like, she's like, I'm actually the bitch, and it's that time of the month, blah, blah, blah. There's implications there that something was happening. So, and she's like, they've always been here, and I just unlocked the door. And she drops the gun. Go ahead.
Yeah, so now it froze up on me here.
It's okay.
Start clicking here. But I'm waiting for that to catch up. Scurvy says, Dog Soldier Day afternoon. All right, now I think we're caught up. So
Nice.
so she goes and opens the door, and he shoots her. And now they're getting into the fights.
That's right. She starts to turn, and we get to see a little flash of her with yellow eyes and sharp teeth, and he fucking caps her in the head. And so the werewolves are in, and Wells and Cooper are running upstairs, and Spoonie didn't make it upstairs. The werewolf stuck his hand up through the banister, so he couldn't make it up the stairs. So Spoon is now trapped on the main floor with one of the werewolves, and the other 2 went upstairs. And so Sergeant Wells is stuck in the bathroom, and he's like torching the werewolf, or he's in the closet or something.
No, he's in the bathroom because he breaks the faucet and all that off the wall and starts spraying water everywhere.
No, that's Cooper.
Oh, another one might have been the closet. But anyhow, they just start stabbing, beating him. This guy here, this was badass because he gets caught and all that. And he goes, I hope I give you the shits.
Oh, dude, and it's amazing. And unfortunately, what you don't get to see is Spoon goes absolutely ape shit on the werewolf. Like, he's stuck in the kitchen and he fires off all of his guns. And so he ends up throwing pots, he throws dishes, he's throwing boiling water. And, like, he ends up fist fighting with one of them for a while. And it's just, like, it's great. And he, like, there's one point where he like dekes right and fucking knocks the werewolf, and he like just goes ham with the chef's knife, and he just stabs this fucking werewolf like 20 times, and the werewolf just like gets back up and grabs him, and then he's just like, it leads to the scene where you really liked, where he's like, oh, I hope I give you the shits.
Yeah, once he gets caught there after he knocked its tooth out there. Why? Yeah, it's like that's like the badass death moment. Like, this is what, like, when we watch Civil War, that's what that I wish the president, instead of begging for his life, would have had a line like that. You know, only something more relevant to that movie, you know. Versus this here, he's just like, he's going out, he fought him off like a badass, and his last words were badass.
Right? Yeah, dude, Spoonie's a badass. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite characters. He's charming. He's small, but yeah. And it's funny because once again, it shows a scene where the werewolf comes up to the dog, and it's just kind of like sniffing him and whatnot. And he doesn't. It's kind of, we don't know if it's gonna kill the dog or not. And so yeah, here we've got Cooper and Wells are now the only 2 people who are alive left. They've made it into. Cooper has burrowed his way through the wall of the bathroom and through the other wall, and now they're into a bedroom. And they're like, well, they're trying to figure out just a safe place to go. And I guess they end up going into a closet, of all places.
Oh, so they're not coming out of the closet; they're going into the closet.
they were heading into the closet apparently, and I think it's because like the werewolves were coming in on both sides, so they're like, there's nowhere to go, so we're just gonna go here, I guess. And then they like crack open the tubes, the glow sticks, and they're like, dude, what the fuck is that smell? And they like put the glow sticks to the floor, and there's a bunch of skeletons in the closet. Ha ha, funny, har har, right? And so basically, they use the last of their ammunition. He's like, all right, cover your ears, open your mouth, and watch your toes. And they fire through the floor, and they drop through.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a legitimate thing, but
Whatever works.
Then he
Yeah,
gives
dude.
him a gun. So he's gonna, and he gives him his gun and tells him there's one in the chamber. There's one bullet left. So
right.
basically,
And now,
they go down.
Yes.
He shoves it down the hole. Well, he's gonna go fight him off.
well, because he's turning, he can feel himself turning. So he's
yeah.
like, you need to go now.
And the one thing I missed it initially, but then I seen it there, where he turns the gas on, and he's looking
Yes.
at that. He takes a second to look at that picture.
Which is his wife, and he pulled out the lighter, and he's waiting for the werewolves to come in so he can blow them up.
Yeah. Wait, that's his wife?
Yeah.
No, that's a woman.
Yes. Yes. It's a British woman, bro. Come on now.
Those damn, butch haircuts and, girl power, that's what you get. Again, we can't tell a man from a woman more.
Yeah.
I was assuming she was in the military too. That's why she had the short haircut.
It's possible. I don't know about them over there, but I know in the U.S. it's not required to have a butch haircut if you're a female. That's for sure.
This was also in the early 2000s too, so different times. But yeah, so anyways, he hits the sparker on the gas stove and causes the entire place to blow up. And we get an awesome actual practical explosion instead of anything digital.
Which tells us they spent money, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, they come in and he lights it, and all of a sudden the whole house blew up from him just leaving the gas on the stove.
No,
here
not the
they
whole
wanna
house.
ban-
The basement's fine.
Yeah. And here they want to ban gas stoves, but this is why you need a gas stove, folks, for situations exactly like this. You take as many of them
Exactly.
out. So then he hears the explosion. He starts crying. Then he find the dog's down there apparently too.
Right. So the dog's down there, and what we don't get to see here is there's a bunch of corpses down here. So they're treating. It's implying that this place is the meat larder for the family. And so it's funny because the corpses that are hanging in here were actually originally made for the movie Event Horizon. And so they bought them and used them in this set.
That saved money.
Yeah, dude. And so, so it's funny. So the whole reason I bring that up is back when I said when I mentioned the pork in the soup, I believe that it wasn't pork, it was people. They were eating people.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then, and then we finally get our big confrontation between Cooper and Ryan's in werewolf form, and Cooper is down here. And so Ryan beats the shit out of him. Like Cooper says, he's like, oh, hey, Ryan, have you tried licking your own balls yet? And he's like, oh, wait, that's right, you don't have any. And he like gives him a big smack, and he like whacks his head off of a pillar. And then he looks down and he sees, and I called it a dagger. It's a letter opener. It's a silver letter opener. So he grabs the silver letter opener, realizes what it is, and then he pulls the sword out that was stuck in Ryan's chest and stabs the silver dagger through the entry wound. and it causes it. You can see it like cauterize a bunch of his veins and whatnot, and he's freaking out, and he like drops down to his knees, and Cooper here leaps down to grab the gun with the one round chambered in it, and he fucking puts the gun to the werewolf's head and kills him, and he kills.
Yeah. Now that silver opener was from the very, 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 very beginning of the film with the campers there. That's what the one wife gave him for some kind of gift there, and she said, "Make sure not to lose it because it's pure silver."
That is correct.
Yeah, welcome Daniel's Hot Topics. He says, "Hi, Pop. I never heard of dog soldiers before."
Hey, Daniel. Good to see you. Glad you could join us.
This was my first watch through of this.
This is like my 30th or 40th watch through of this, Daniel. Hello, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here.
That's my second.
So, yeah. Then he just walks out, just starts walking. Then that's pretty much it. Then they showed a couple pictures of the post credits, but I missed it. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, it was funny because it was just like they end up saying England 5, Germany 1, and they're like, the headlines, Britain brings it back abroad, and then it pans down to Cooper outside of the ruined house, and it's just like werewolves ate my platoon, and it's just a little sub piece on the front page, and you're just like, that's cute. So it ties it up. So at the very least, Joe can rest in peace knowing that England won.
Yes. And Daniel, when you get a chance, go back and watch it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite werewolf movie for sure.
And they're very rare. It's hard to get a good werewolf movie. My God, I probably count on one hand how many good werewolf movies there are. They just don't make them. At least not.
No, they don't. So what are your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it an A. Obviously, I wasn't watching it. I was going by your guys' review, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the original. I liked the gore. They weren't afraid to hold back, which always makes me giddy, makes me happy. I love the practical effects. They weren't afraid. Like I said, I got to say it again and again. They weren't afraid. They don't hold back, and that's what I always ask for in a movie. So I'm extremely happy and excited. I did put a poll in the chat for everybody if you'd like to vote on what grade would you give this movie. Either what grade would you give the movie, or what grade would you give our coverage of the movie. Please feel free to vote if you feel so inclined. You should find it there in the chat somewhere. How about you guys? What's for you?
Well, my thoughts there is, yes, the blood was tactful and all that, and there was a lot of foreshadowing stuff in there, There's a couple effects that they could have probably done a little bit better, but I'm not dumping on the film for that. And this is what I classify as enjoyably predictable stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that I was kind of predicting. Like, I knew there was something up with that woman there. I knew that Captain, I figured that Captain was going to turn into a werewolf later in the film and stuff. But everything was enjoyably predictable. The gore in it is the kind of gore that's tasteful and actually the way it should be. Because anybody who's listened to me on these for a while knows I am not a big gore fan. I'm not, because especially with that was all wrecked by, I think it was the 300 with the slow motion stuff, But I don't like the sprinkler effects where someone gets cut and also it's like a sprinkler of blood everywhere. Just a little splatter here, or just shows like the blood on the log there that's skewered the one guy. That's pretty tasteful and stuff. It wasn't overly done, and that's the key things with these films is you just don't overdo it. There are some people who love the whole sprinklers thing. I'm not one of them. I'm gonna give this one an A-. So there's a few things that could probably improved on it in it, but overall it is pretty decent. I enjoyed it. And
awesome. Oh, well, I mean, what can I say? Like, I recommended it, so, like, this is, like, with my nostalgia goggles on, S tier. This is above A plus for me. This is a movie I can watch again and again and again and again and again. Looking at it through a critical eye, I still think it's in the high A's, an A maybe to an A plus. Like you said, there's a couple of things that there were problems with. But ultimately, like, I'm just trying to think of anything that I do have problems with. Um, there was a lot of cuts in the cinematography, like, but it wasn't to the point where it was distracting. Like the scene in the forest where they're getting chased, I swear there's probably 30 or 40 cuts in that scene alone. But I can still follow what's going on. And I understand that it was Neil, oh my goodness, what is his last name? Gopher? Marshall. Yeah, Neil Marshall. This was his first major film. Like, and he wrote it, he directed it, and he edited it. Like, the dude did most of the film, and it's amazing. Like, they ended up they had asked Simon Pegg if he wanted to do it, and he was going to do it until his friend was like, who was filming Shaun of the Dead, was like, "Would you consider saving your first film appearance for my film?" And he's like, "Okay, I guess." And I mean, that's fine. And I like the whole cast that we got here, right? Like, there wasn't an actor out of the bunch that I didn't enjoy. Like, even Terry, like, I didn't like his character, but I understood his character, you know? Um, there's just so many, it's really well done. Like the scene with Spoon where he's fighting in the kitchen, and there's a bunch of little things that we didn't get to see. Like there's one part where Spoon's trying to hammer he's putting nails in the door, and the werewolf sticks its hand through the mail slot, and Spoonie just grabs the hammer and like smashes the werewolf's hand like a dozen times, and then the werewolf's just like and like shakes its hand and like pulls it through the mail slot, and you're just like, just little bits of comedy like that. This movie is gold to me. I absolutely love this film. Once again, I'm gonna give it an S tier, like A plus. Like it's, to me, it's my favorite werewolf movie so far. Like like it's the only ones that have come. There isn't one that comes close to enjoyability for me. Like, yeah.
And I have to say that Gorilla 300 was made by Zack Snyder, who is a horrible director. So don't compare 300 to every movie you see. You're going to be spending a lot of time doing that. What you need to do is do the opposite of that, and that is forget about 300, act like it never existed, and then when you watch every movie, act like you're watching it on its own. I think you'll enjoy them much better. But that's just a suggestion on my part. But as far as my channel is concerned, hopefully tomorrow night we'll be back with two more episodes of Gilligan's Island season 3. I hope I'm up to it. Hopefully tomorrow goes very well. And then I'll be back Saturday night for Unleash from the Lab. And then next Sunday we'll be back for the classic Lost in Space. We'll be back with another episode of season 2 of that. And with that, Gorilla, tell us about your channel, please. Or Nemesis, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, buddy.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
Gorilla would have stepped out.
No, he's muted. There we go.
Okay, Gorilla, tell us about your channel, please.
All right, so hopefully tomorrow we'll have 2 more episodes of Justified, pending weather. Thursday we're gonna have a special final cringe stock before we start going to some mini series and all that stuff to give us a break from cringe stock. We're doing a special Gene Roddenberry production there called Pretty Maids All in a Row. Just to see what some people were complaining about. And there's gonna be no Waltons this week and no DS9 on Saturday because of Father's Day weekend and I got prior obligations. Then hopefully Sunday we'll be back for Father of the Bride from 1950. And that's about it.
Plus, you got your shorts that you put out, which are very entertaining. And I appreciate that, Gorilla. And thank you for helping me out with the chat tonight. And tell us what your channel name is, if you so choose.
Yeah, of course. So I've been playing. I've been doing gaming streams as of late. I'm doing Resident Evil 2. I'm doing the Leon playthrough on hardcore mode right now. I've got Stellar Blade, where I'm trying to collect a password and not. And fairly soon, I'll be doing Elden Ring and the new DLC that's coming out for that. I think it's a couple weeks that's going to be, but I look forward to it. And yeah, definitely thank you so much to everyone in the chat for being here and watching. I definitely recommend Dog Soldiers. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. Thanks to Gorilla for being here and handling the chat. And of course, thanks to my good buddy, Pop Culture Curator. It's always a blast to be on your stream, dude. I always have fun with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's always a blast there, Pops.
Maybe Pop might be muted.
Oops. Yankee, yes, I was. Yeah, everything's fun when I don't have all these technical difficulties and problems going on. So I appreciate you guys catching up the slack for me tonight. It really means a lot. Thank you. And before I say hello to everybody in the chat and goodbye to everybody in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and cover the poll or the chat, the poll in the chat. I'm going to close the poll in the chat. If I could just get the words out. Okay, here we go.
All right, I'll be right back.
Go for it. And hopefully he'll be back before we read the poll in the chat. Where is the poll in the chat? Let me see this. Oh, there it is. Don't mess with me. There you go. End poll. And then now we're going to pop out chat. Got it? And but also everybody, I'm trying to figure out what we're going to be showing next week for our horror sci-fi stream. I'm leaning heavily towards the movie Brightburn. If you've been paying attention, you've seen that I posted it in my community tab poll. I was asking, trying to get a feel if anybody has seen it, and it looks like most people have not. And I think it'll be fun and entertaining, so I'm thinking about maybe covering Brightburn next week. So there you got a heads up a little ahead of time. I'll post the link within the next day or two so that you can watch it for free, because the last thing I want is for any of you guys have to pay for an online streaming service or VOD. So, what grade would you give Dog Soldiers? And it looks like we have 7 votes. Thank you for voting, everybody. I appreciate your input. And it looks like A plus A minus get a 57%. Nice. B plus to B minus 42%. C plus to C minus 0%. Oh, that's cool. We're surprised. And D plus to F minus 0%. So it looks like 47% and above seem to enjoy Dog Soldiers, and that makes me happy. I hope that translates to you guys all having a good time tonight. Because when you guys have a good time, I have a good time. Seriously.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. It's always fun. And next time, I promise, in fact, what I'm going to do next time that I'm like Brightburn, the next time I'm going to cover a movie and knowing ahead of time that I'm going to have to get it off the high seas, I'll make sure I have it days ahead of time. Not just like today, like I said, I was going to have this one ready, but with all these issues I had and things falling apart, I'm going to make sure I have the movie days ahead of time so I'm more than fully prepared. So I do apologize for that, everybody.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. That's all that is.
Yeah, every time you think you have it right, and you think, oh no, and then a reality comes and slaps you in the face. It's like, nope, try again. So let me see if I can check out where we left off on the chat. Thanks to my good friend Gorilla. Okay, Daniel's Hot Topic says, back in 2007, or my throat's so dry.
2002.
Thank you. Can you read that? I got to drink something here. My throat is so dry.
All right, Daniel said, back in 2002, I was playing Luigi's Mansion and Metroid Prime.
Nice.
Well, that's quite a
Both good
difference.
choices.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't change that in Dark Souls.
Yeah, and Other Greg says an A+ for me. And everybody's saying hi.
Yeah, hell yeah, OG.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and Daniel said, Father of the Bride is awesome. I got the second movie. Okay. Cool.
Now, who's in the first one? Is it Clifton Webb or who? I can't remember.
Elizabeth Taylor and something, some person with two first names.
So two first name, Glenn Ford? I don't know.
No.
It's no big deal right now.
No, I can have it up here and just
Make sure you post it in your community tab so we can all tune in. Those darn two first names are nifty.
Spencer Tracy.
Oh, Spencer Tracy. Oh, one of the greatest actors of all time. Reduced to the guy with two first names. That's funny.
Yeah. And Daniel says, I missed the Resident Evil 2 stream. Sad. Well, I can always go back and rewatch it.
Well, are you going to have more?
Yeah, dude. There's a boss fight.
Yeah.
Beat my head against the wall for like fucking an hour.
But
Nice.
DVB says, I didn't vote on the movie, but I gave it an A for the stream.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, DVB.
Yeah, DVB says, so Pops, if you get a chance, check out Rambo Raff for Life's channel.
Rambo Raft for life, eh? Let's see if I can find it and I'll drop it in the chat.
Yeah, if somebody could drop that in the main chat, so public chat, so as I don't forget. Yeah, not the private chat, because otherwise it'll disappear when the stream is over. We don't want that.
I think you could do paid requests for movie reviews, like he does. Maybe make yourself some money.
No one's going to pay me for movie reviews, I highly doubt.
Huh. Yeah, I think I could scrounge up $5 to make Abby sit through Loon Lake. Huh.
Rambo, I'm typing to see if I can find it. Rambo.
I think I got it.
Nemesis put it
Lives. In there. Got it. Thank you, Nemesis. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see your store chat.
So one of the things that I didn't mention was about the movie was most of the time the actors who were in the werewolf costumes weren't stunt people; they were dancers, and no, not the exotic kind gorilla.
Oh, now that explains. Did you get a lot better choreography out of them?
Exactly. The director wanted to make sure that they had a lot more elegance and grace than just your standard stunt performer would do, and he also built the set so that they would have to hunch when they would come in just to give their stature even more grandeur.
Nice. That's like Steven Spielberg when he directed E.T. He hired mimes to play E.T. whenever E.T. walked and did the hands or any of those kind of gestures. It was all done by mimes. So I thought that was cool. That's good when they pay attention and focus on that particular area like that.
Yeah, it's not something I was expecting, but something I'm glad I knew.
Yeah, it's very cool and it adds to it. Is there anything else you guys would like to add before we close this up for tonight?
No,
definitely. I'm good. Thanks to everyone who's been here. Definitely check out. If anyone has a channel, definitely check it out. I know Canadian Spider-Man does. He was here. Daniel.
Yes, he was here earlier. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. I know there's a lot of names there. And it's really impossible. If we forget to say your name, just remind us, and we'll bring it up next time. I promise it's not intentional. We just want to make sure that we shout out to everybody is all because we love you all.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, so
right.
with that, I think that's about everything we're going to add. If you work tomorrow, please drive safely on your way there. If it's cold, stay warm. If it's hot, stay cool. I hope you keep your neck out of trouble, and I hope to see you all soon. Like I said, if you're able to join us on our Saturday Rumleys from the Lab stream, and if you're here, I'm hoping to see you on your stream. I usually do try to come by and drop in and lurk around the streams of people that come to my channel as well. I figure if you could spend your valuable time with me, the least I could do is return the favor. So with that, have a wonderful night, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Night. Have a good night.